Hi, good morning, and welcome to our live discussion session. I'm Antra, and today I'm going to talk about a love story which is full of freaky situations and spicy incidents. It is titled Light's Scalpel Romance, and it is written by Dr. Jess Colley, who is our guest for today. Dr. Jess Colley is a celebrated plastic surgeon. He loves to sing. He is a bird watcher. Of course, he is a writer. He has a blog, and he is an amateur astronomer as well. So let me invite him to join me, and let's get to know more about Light Scalpel Romance. For him to join us. Hello, doctor. Good
Hi, good
morning.
afternoon.
Good
Uh,
afternoon. I hope I'm audible. You can hear me properly.
yes. What about me?
Yes, you are clearly audible as well. And I want to thank you for joining me today. It means a lot, like you taking out time from your busy schedule. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I am also thankful to Anta, you and the Secret Bookshelf, and hi to all the viewers.
Yes, so I actually wanted to take a moment and give a brief about Light Scalpel Romance to our viewers who are watching us right now. The story runs through Nipun, who is the surgeon in making, and he is also the fiasco king, so much so that eventually he comes to known as more dangerous than the disease itself. So
That's right.
I and then there are so many hilarious incidents throughout the story, and Nibun's attempt at flirting and finally finding love. But I do not want to give out more into this story. But I really want to know from you, when or what was that moment when you finally thought that you have this story to write?
So actually, I had written another novel on another medical fiction book before this. That was titled "Anything to Look Hot."
Right, right,
That was
right.
about the life of a plastic surgeon. An interesting
Okay,
take on the life of a plastic surgeon and how he shapes Bollywood stars. So that was since
right.
that was my debut novel, and I live in Ludhiana, so I didn't
Okay,
have much of a knowledge or context about how to get it published. So it was getting
okay.
a long time to get published. I was getting repeated rejections. So I thought that instead of feeling bad about it, let's start writing another book.
Okay.
And then initially I had even thought that I'll try to put two books into the publisher's domain and let us see if
Publish same
one
time.
click. And but
Okay.
luckily, the 60 publishers picked up anything to look hot,
Look
and
what, right.
and so by that time I had decided that I'll become a humor writer. So that is my cup of tea.
Okay.
I'm more comfortable with this. So as an insider, I had a lot of ideas about surgeon because to become a plastic surgeon, you first
Right,
need to be
right.
a surgeon. And so I had a lot of ideas and a lot of experiences, uh, on
From your
which I could build
real
a
life,
story.
maybe.
I could build a story and fictionalize that and add some masala to that and build up. So that is when I
Serve it
started.
to the readers. So I believe, just going off our discussion, I believe Anything to Look Hot was published in 2015, and The
Yes.
Light Scalpel Romance published in 2019. So you were already done with the manuscripts for both the books by 2015. I'm just wondering to know.
Yes, no, actually, I had written a rough draft of this light scalpel romance by the time it
Okay,
was published. So I thought that the second book will be very easy. It will be a cakewalk. But again,
Okay,
I
okay.
had to go through some struggle before this book saw the light of the day. So
Right,
I discovered that if the editor may not like your second book, if the same editor, uh, it's not that once you are set with a publisher that you'll automatically start keep on getting. So you have to be on your toes. The writer has to,
right,
you can't afford to relax, or you have to try to make it better all the time.
right.
Every book you have to try to improvise.
So I have always believed that finding a publisher and getting published is almost similar to getting married, finding a match to get married, and keeping up to a marriage. So I can understand totally, and I think while going through the book, I could figure out that some of the incidents, some of the anecdotes were influenced from your real life story. But I do not want to ask who's who, but I really want to know what was the reaction of your friends or colleagues who, when they finally came to know that you are putting their stories into a book.
Yes, actually, since it's a fiction, obviously the names have been changed, and even
Okay.
some of the incidents also that the fiction gives you the liberty to change. But yes, so there's an embarrassing incident in the book. I wanted to one of my friends. I know this happened with him in medical college. So once he came to visit me from UK. So I asked him very reluctantly, with bated breath, that can I do it? So just afraid that he might get upset. So surprisingly, he said that you can go ahead and even you can put it my name if you want, exact name in the book. He says infamous and famous is one and the same thing. So, and there's another doctor. So I have made him a laughable character. So I have taken some of his mannerisms. So I did not dare to gift him the book.
Put his
And I'm
name.
still hoping that he doesn't read this because otherwise he will be, aching for revenge.
And is there any inside joke from your friend circle that you might have put into the book and it's only for your friends? And still today, when you come up and you meet your friends, you say, "वो याद है, वो लिखा था, वो हुआ था." Is there something like that?
Yes, yes, yes. So that I have written that I'll read out also. So
Okay.
uh, once a doctor when he had recently joined, he was in the first year of the MS. So he thought I'm a very smart guy, so he put up a tie on the rounds. And you know how the boss took him to task in his own way, a sarcastic way, and he never put tie again.
अभी टाई से दूर. So
So
I thank you so much for sharing this and letting us into your world of sarcasm and jokes. And to be very honest, I know and I understand how difficult it is to put comedy into writing. Acting is a different task, but then when you are putting humor or comedy into writing, it becomes very difficult. And to make the reader laugh and realize that the humor content in it is most difficult. And I believe that you have done a very good job because there were in like points throughout the book where I was laughing out loud. So tell me, which scene was the hardest for you to write?
See, the one scene which was hardest to me to write is that where the person goes to fetch bread pakoras. In
Okay.
the first day, he enters the Dr. Nipun enters the OT, and he's raring to go into the operation theater and impress his seniors. And just outside the gate, So I got this hint from a person, but I didn't know the details. So rest of the details I had to make it myself, and that this had to be made into an interesting scene. So, but luckily after some effort and some revisions, I was able to create an interesting scene that what happens when he goes to this, something must happen there also.
Right,
When he stand in a queue and he meets an interesting character there, and there are many others, but just one of
right.
the
Yes. So you had to use your imagination to come up with this
come up
scene
with
and
the whole
make him.
scene.
Right. Would you like to read out some of your favorite lines from this book for us? Like you already mentioned that you would like to read something.
I'd like to read a paragraph and then
Okay.
some creatives which I have put at the beginning of every chapter.
All right.
So, about the necktie incident, which I
Okay.
had mentioned. Next day, the chief began with the morning rounds in the general ward. Mayur was wearing a necktie. A tie was conventionally worn only by the senior doctors. Nice tie, the chief said, giving him a half smile. Thank you, sir. Mayur replied. He thought that the chief had accorded some special status to him. This guy is actually a bit older. He has joined at a late age, but he thinks that he should be given more respect than he deserves as a first year.
Right.
Tell me the ways in which your tie can be of practical use in the hospital, the chief said. Mayur realized he had rubbed Dr. Ujwal the wrong way. Sir, it can be used as a bandage in an emergency situation. Good. Think of some other uses. It can be used to hang a bottle of intravenous fluid if the plastic hook at the top of the bottle breaks away. Okay, take off your tie. Mayur did as he was ordered. Demonstrate the commonly used knot for stitches, the reef knot, the granny knot, and the surgeon's knot. Mayur demonstrated the knots one by one, but he messed up the reef knot. The chief sneered. Instead of showing off the double knots of your tie, pay attention to the knots used in suturing. Right, sir, he replied, and put the crumpled tie in the pocket of his white coat. Mayur looked around. The broad smiles of the onlookers indicated that his humiliation had been of a very high standard. He felt like using the tie to strangulate someone. During the night, Mayur had a dream. While operating, he was not able to tie a knot properly. There was massive bleeding at the operative site, and the chief had to intervene. After the surgery was over, he was taken by the theatre staff to the recovery room, where the chief blackened his face with shoe polish. The junior doctors, including the girls, put a garland of shoes around his neck. Then he was walked through the wards, where patients and their relatives jeered at him. He looked down to see if he was being paraded naked. At that moment, he woke up. His body was wet with sweat and he was panting. So, one of the
Right.
interesting. So,
And
I
these
just.
these
Yeah.
these anecdotes are so similar and so relatable that they make the entire story more humorous. So thank you so much for reading it out. And I'm going to take a moment now to thank the viewers, my friends who are watching us. And there was a comment from one of reviewers, and his name is Sid Reviews, and he's saying there were some quite hilarious incidents in the book. So um, he is one of the readers, I'm hoping. And I would also like to take the opportunity to let everyone know that signed copies of Light Scalpel Romance is available on our online bookstore, www.mysecretbookshelf.co.in. And I really request you to visit and browse through our listing. We are also giving out discounts on this. So yes, please go ahead. And coming back to our discussion, what does Dr. Colley do when he is not treating his patients or when he is not writing?
So there is so much to do that I am short of time. See, as
because
you
of the
know,
pandemic?
no, otherwise also, because see, out of 24 hours, 8 to 10 hours we use for our routine stuff, then I have to give time to the family also. So
So
I'm not,
what so are you
yes,
reading anything these days that you would like to share with us?
I yes, I recently read this book, Sapiens,
Okay,
and
right.
I read both fiction and non-fiction.
Okay,
Actually, just before I wrote these two fiction books, I was basically a non-fiction reader.
okay.
So one can always, make a jump, or it's not necessary that it's
Right.
basically your
Stick to the
mind should
same
have
genre.
ideas and thoughts.
Right.
And I also I'm a founder of a nature club, and
Okay,
we make excursions, and we are trying to inculcate the general public into nature watching. We had even plans
okay.
to go to schools, but because of the COVID, our all plans
Right,
are on hold. And
right, right.
I also hum old Hindi songs of Muhammad Rafi to relax.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I know about that. And would you like to share a sneak peek from your upcoming book or anything that you are working on?
See, again, the upcoming book, again, it is in the same stage, finding a publisher. So currently I have given it to my literary agent, and he's
Okay,
pitching it to the publishers. And this book is basically, uh, again, it is about something which I am very familiar with, because it is easier to write humor and the
right,
situations,
right.
do something. And it is about a moneyed family in Ludhiana, my hometown, who is
Okay,
crazy about most of the members. They are crazy about status symbols, but the chief protagonist, he is the opposite. He's an environmentalist, so that creates a lot of
okay.
conflict and
In the family.
in the family.
Okay, so I really look forward to your release of your new book. I'm sure it is going to be another lip-tickling, numerous book. And I'm not sure if I had shared this with you or not. If you remember, a couple of months back, when we were participating in one of the college events, and Light Scalpel Romance was also there. And like one of the professors had purchased the book previous day, and the next day she walks up to me and she's like, hmm, it's really funny, it's really relatable, and the author has done such a good job that I read the entire book single sitting, and she came back to let me know about this, and I was like, okay, so like it's something, it's leaving an impact on the readers. So, and I really felt really nice about it. So I thought that I should share this with
That
you.
is
Uh,
so nice to know, and that is what whenever a new writer talks to me,
right,
I always tell them that the days of selling lakhs of copies of books are over.
right,
And the success of a book should not be solely in the terms of what is my rank on Amazon, or how many copies have I sold.
right,
So the love and affection of your readers, then the benefits of being an author are a lot of, they're not intangible benefits. They cannot be calculated or
right, right, right,
quantified. You
right.
get to meet, like I would not have met Antra if I was not a
Right, right. And also,
writer.
I think this is your work of passion. It's not like any other products which are getting manufactured, but then these books are the work of passion of the author. So these means a lot more to the writer. Also, the people who are involved in getting it published. So I totally understand that, and I really get that, and I respect that, and I try to do as much as possible from my end to give back to the authors. So I really
Correct.
want to know, like, to wrap up. before we wrap up, I really would like to know from you, um, like you are traditionally published author, and nowadays there are self-publishing houses, there are hybrid publishing houses. So I would like to know if you would like to share any advice or any suggestion with aspiring authors who want to get traditionally published.
So the traditional process of getting published through traditional publishers is very tedious. That is when I noticed when I got my first book
Right,
published, Anything to Look Hot. So then I was much wiser after the first one. So I contacted Mr. Sohail Mathur of the Book Bakers literary
right.
agency, and I found that the involvement of the literary agent really smoothens out the process, especially for the debut authors, because in this maze they have found somebody who can hold their hand.
Hence, right.
And secondly, the second advice I would like, of course, the your book has to be so good that the literary agent also has to accept it.
Right, right,
It
right.
is not that the
Absolutely.
literary agents will accept any book, and the one has to work a lot on your writing. Uh, I think every book, especially a fiction book, needs 2 to 3 drafts. It never
Okay.
gets over in a good book cannot come up in just
First,
one sweep.
single
And
draft. Okay.
one should read, apart from reading a lot of books, uh, I think it's even better if you can read books on writing, because
Okay.
they really emphasize on what are the mistakes committed by the writers and how to improve them. Of course,
Right,
their rules cannot be followed in toto. You need to have your own voice, your own individuality, your own way. But
right,
there's some things they really help you to polish your writing. So this is
right.
the advice I would like to. And writing is basically rewriting.
Okay. So two,
Like it.
two to three things to follow. First is to read not only books but also materials on writing, on how to write, and secondly to rewrite. The first draft is always not the final draft, and third to find a literary agent so that the the process smoothens out. So I think thank you so much for sharing it. And I'm going to share these points on our story so that our friends who want to come back and go through these points can do that. And I really want to point out that we have been talking about Light Scalpel Romance. And this is Dr. Just Cawley, author of Light Scalpel Romance. And thank you so much, Dr. Cawley.
I'm also thankful
Thank you again
to
for
you
taking out
and for
time.
inviting me.
And thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
uh, I really want to thank you for taking out time. And I'm so excited that our online bookstore has like Scalpel Romance listed, and I'm excited about it. And from the entire team of My Secret Bookshelf, I want to wish you all the best for your upcoming book, and I really look forward to it. Can't wait to read it, in fact. And thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, and wish you all the best for the Secret Bookshelf. You are doing great work.
Thank you so much, sir.
And thank
Thank
you,
you.
readers, for listening to me and joining this live video.
Thank you so much, sir. And take care. Have a lovely Sunday ahead. Thank you.
Bye.